より腹の中でもコンコロリ。もう目覚めることはできないよ。
切るべきもの、目覚めるために。
伊之助様のお通りじゃ。
迷うな。
Adele, music, Adele.
I invite you to join me for one night only.
I flew all the way across the country just to be here.
What an incredible evening.
I chose to do the sort of comeback this way with the new album, just to celebrate how special the album, the process of making it has been really special. They're obviously going to hear a lot of older songs. And then 4 new songs. Being in LA as well, where I sort of had to recover, from everything that happened in my life over the last few years, it just sort of felt the perfect show. It will look really elegant, and then I'll tell a load of filthy jokes, like sort of whiplash for them.
Also, get you, Lizzo. You're coming to outshine me, babes.
Why was this an interview I was interested in? Because I'm always interested in people who are willing to speak their truth. She actually is the truth.
How posh is this?
It's going to be a very special night.
One night only!
Welcome back to the National Stadium here in Singapore. It's the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 first leg final, where Indonesia have been outplayed by the Thais. Chanatip Songkrasin has got the opening goal very early on, the quickest goal ever in a AFF Suzuki Cup final, and the reaction is to bring on 3 players. Evan Dimas, Elkan Baggett and Kadek Agung are the 3 to come on. And it could well be a change in the way they set themselves up. We'll see very shortly indeed. But Roshan, something had to be modified because they were getting outplayed on all parts of the park, weren't they?
Yes, that's what they had to do. They had to react at halftime, and that's what they did. And that's what they've done, sorry. They made those changes. So let's see how it affects the overall shape of this Indonesian team. It looks like at the moment it's just going to be perhaps just like for like. Elkan Baggett still going into central defence. Still with that 4-man back line.
It appeared, Roshan, that they were struggling. Fakhruddin was struggling, wasn't he, with the pace. 32-year-old veteran defender. They seem to be struggling with the pace, particularly of Bordin Pala on that left-hand side for Thailand.
I mean, if that was the case, it's an interesting one, because I don't think Elkan Baggett is that pacey as well. So you've now got 2 young central defenders in there, Rizky and Elkan Baggett. You've taken out experience in Fakhruddin. You've added a bit more experience in midfield in Evan Dimas.
Might see a bit more of Alfredo Devanga perhaps, just hanging back. We'll see. Forward by Asnawi. It looks like they are certainly trying to be a bit more aggressive if they can. Kadek Agung just muscled off the ball far too easily. Elkan Baggett came in from Ipswich under 23s, another one they're pinning a lot of hopes on. He's had a very eventful AFF Suzuki Cup. Resisted attempts at first to play for Indonesia. But flew in for this tournament and played 1 match, then got quarantined, and then scored a goal on his return against Malaysia.
It's quite interesting the way he's been used by Indonesia, isn't it? I mean,
second half impact.
It's almost like he's always coming on at half-time. Just see Witan. Heavy knock to the back. What they needed to adjust was the left back position as Alfeandra. Which have dropped into their part of the pitch.
Here's Tirisan Dunga, plenty of Thai attackers. Look at that overlapping run on the left-hand side. Just a little bit too much on the ball there. Poklo Anan.
A swift counter from Thailand there. You get the players pouring forward. With a high starting position there for Thailand again. Applying their pressure on the short goal kicks out.
Fakhruddin Arianto by Elkan Baggett. Edo Fabriansyah, the left back, of course, he came in today for the suspended Pratama Arhan. Had quite a tough task on his hands, keeping Supachok and Roller quiet. He has to go as well. Replaced by Evan Dimas, and Rahmat Irianto is the other one who has left the pitch. Evan Dimas replaces him. Well worth a shot, why not? Taking a bit of a deflection. Supachok's effort, and it will be a corner.
He's been everywhere for Thailand. Here he is popping up in a central position. And that would have troubled the goalkeeper. I think they're not taking a bit of a deflection.
Indonesian fans trying their best here to show support for their team. Pretty even numbers in here tonight. Gordon Pala kept alive here by Poklanan. Chanatip out across the Bordin. Some ball in, but it's headed away by Rizky.
A brave header away. Brave header away, the second one from Alfiandra. Had to put his head on that. Anticipating the possible contact from Supachok. Get bodies in there and taking on personal responsibility. If the attack crosses that come in.
Interesting little switch, isn't it, to have him now at left wing back.
Well, that's right.
Fernando Devanga.
And in the first half, Thailand got quite a bit of joy down that right-hand side, Indonesia's left. Looks like it was something that they needed to address just at half-time. Decided to go with that switch.
Witan Sulaiman, quick ball in. You can see what he was attempting to do with Didik. That's solid, isn't it? From the makeshift centre-back today. Wirata up the other end. Here comes Supachok. Is steaming in. Cuts inside Elkan Baggett. Still Supachok. He goes back to Chanatip. Goal number 2. A fantastic counter-attack by Thailand.
Just too good. Individual quality and brilliance. Giving Thailand this goal. Supachok. Absolutely superb. They win it there, nothing wrong with that tackle, and they go from penalty box to penalty box. Just have a look at this. 3 players up front. The first touch in there into Supachok, and then for him to carry the ball all the way forward, turns it around, gets himself closed down by 3 Indonesian defenders. But Chanatip on hand after he played their first pass into Supachok, joining in the attack, changing the angle of the run, starting from a deeper position, closer to the left-hand side, drifts in field into the middle of the penalty box. Just side foots it past Nadeo. I think sees the ball late.
He only scores in first legs, Roshan. That's 2 apiece in the semi-final first leg, and now here in the final first leg. Maybe he had a chance for a hat-trick against Vietnam. His penalty right down the middle was very easily saved, and now a lot of work to do for the Indonesians. We were speculating, weren't we, before half-time, how they would approach the second half. Perhaps they learnt from that previous game against Vietnam, and they've come out guns blazing.
Well, first of all, excellent centre-forward play by Tirasin. And yeah, again, you said you want to maintain that element of control. You know, you want to make sure that Indonesia don't get into any sort of rhythm. As you have a look at the top scorers charts here, he's gone top there, ahead of Tirasin. both on 4 goals each. Still plenty of time for that to change.
Tiersen looking, of course, to extend his lead at the top of the all-time scorers charts. Here is Superchok. Oh, that's not that far away, is it? Another one that's worth the effort, Pokloanan.
You know, the way Thailand are going at the moment, this could be over after the first leg. Just
remembering how they shut up shop in the second leg against Vietnam, having a 2-0 lead. If they wanted
were able to do that against, perhaps coming into this, the best side in Southeast Asia at the moment, in Vietnam. Just in complete control, Thailand.
Here is Pala, and without many of their regulars. So impressive. And more to come from this side. Kritsada. They've also been stung, Roshan. I think you and I have talked about this throughout the tournament. They've been stung a little bit by the criticism. They had a poor World Cup campaign by their high standards.
Yeah.
Being bundled out early on, not even finishing third in that World Cup qualifying group in round 2. There was a mini Suzuki Cup in there, and the likes of Indonesia took points off them, Malaysia, Vietnam, of course. And they were stung by that one. That hurt, didn't it?
You know, there's been a bit of talk about how that spark it's just seemed to have gone out a little bit since Ketesok Zico left his post. And I'll come back to it.
Here's Asnawi. Boos from the crowd from this game, and perhaps from the last one as well. Oh, that's a delightful ball, isn't it? Out to Superchok. Here he is, Chanatip. Another long-range effort, perhaps. Well, they're all taking their turns, aren't they, at the moment? Tiersen now, they're peppering this goal.
Every time Superchok gets on the ball, he's creating danger, all sorts of issues for the Indonesian defense. Lovely step over, linking up with Chanatip. And you wonder, just going back to that spark coming back into the Thai national team with Mano Polkin coming in.
We'll come back to that. Here is Irfan Jai. He's offside though. Briefly, the fans got excited there. Thailand look like they're going to make a few changes now that they've probably secured this first leg. Let's see.
Again, it's another really good driving run from Kambuaya. Irfan Jaya, I mean, that's poor from him because he's looking right across the line. And he's not bothered to sort of just try and either bend his run or just drop off a little bit to try and keep himself onside. Kambuaya, I think, has been Indonesia's best player. And for Thailand, it's been Superchok. I know the temptation will be to give the man of the match to Chanatip. His 2 goals, which were really good finishes, but I think Superchok has been that real driving force, that creative element for Thailand.
Well, he is certainly in contention, isn't he, Chanatip, for MVP? To regain the crown that he lost. He didn't play, of course, in the last edition. Well, that needed to be a better ball from Alfredo Devanga into the path of Ricky Kambuaya. Well, here the changes. Titipan and Supachai to come on. An opportunity for possibly Tiersen. And perhaps Pitiwat to have a little bit of a break. That would be the obvious changes, perhaps. We'll see. Remember in the last leg where Tiersen was asking if he could come off, and Polkin was saying, just give me a few more minutes. Suwarak has had very, very little to do in this game. So from Indonesia's point of view now, they've just got to stay in this, don't they?
Yeah.
It's almost damage limitation now. Just keep it at 2 if they can. Maybe get a goal back, but at least certainly not conceding a third.
Exactly that. I mean, we touched on this, I think, in the first half about not letting the game run away from you. There's a real danger here that it could ahead of the second leg. And this is where tactically as well, I think if you're a coach, you're thinking about these things as well. You know, you can't take too many risks, and can't take too many chances, you can't open up too much.
Yeah.
Because you know there's still another game to go. And look, there's still time for Indonesia to turn this around, but it's been difficult for them to really get into the game. They've had one big moment, one high quality opportunity through Alfreandra.
Yeah. And look, he has had an excellent tournament, hasn't he, Alfreandra?
That's right.
That's not his job, is not to put the goals in, but of course he was still in that great position, but he has been superb for them.
And a lot of these players have been great. A lot of them have been. You know, if they do end up going on to lose this,
we'll come back to that in the second Russian as we just complete the substitutions, and it is going to be Tirsin to come off. Won't add to his tournament tally. This is a change we quite often see. Supachai did to replace him. As we speculated as well, it's Pitiwat to be replaced by Titipan. Pretty much like-for-like changes then.
And they've really managed the workloads of the players very well, Thailand. And it's easy to do that when you've got such a wonderful squad, but also having that faith in the squad to deliver. Despite the changes that you've made, players will repay that faith that you've put in them.
There's Evan Dimas, no longer able to command an automatic starting place in this 11 with Shin Tae-yong.
That was a really good turn from Asnawi that earlier. Drop of the shoulder, get rid of Pitipan on the press and then turn away.
Another one that was impressed in previous editions of the AFF Suzuki Cup. Here's a chance for Irfan. Another opportunity not taken, and Simarak finally called into action.
Very good chance for Indonesia. And again, it's Kambuaya at the heart of it. He's the one who receives it in space. There you go. Makes a run in behind that Thai midfield, picks it up in space, picks out a lovely pass through into Irfan Jaya. The weight on that pass, I think, is excellent. It's right into the run of Irfan Jaya. He doesn't even have to sort of break his stride. He just needs to adjust his body shape, can't get it wide enough with enough bend. And Kambuaya, as I say, who's been excellent for Indonesia, is the man who's coming off.
Well, he has been brilliant. And a big roar, though, for this man here, Egy Maulana. So much speculation as to when he would be playing in this tournament. He came on against Singapore in the second leg of that semi-final, and he'll get a bit more time here today. He's in Slovakia with Seneca. He is often regarded as the great big hope of Indonesian football, the 21-year-old. Maybe just give the team a bit of a boost, but as Roshan mentioned, the most creative player, the one who's really been at the heart of things, Iki Kambuaya, has been taken off. About half an hour or so, if you include some added time here for Indonesia in this first leg to try and get something out of this if they can. Elkan Baggett. Out wide to his left wing back, Alfreandra Debanga. Witan Sulaiman still going here. And that's easy for Sivarak.
He's found it very difficult to get involved in the game with Witan Sulaiman, and it's a credit to Thailand. They've got 10 players around him every time he's gotten on the ball. And there he was able to just wriggle away, got a bit fortunate with that. Couldn't quite find the final pass into one of his runners in the box.
Baggett brought down play continues. Rivanga. There's Asnawi. Now Egi Maulana. Lovely return ball. Here's Asnawi. Little moments here, flashes for Indonesia. Irfan. Kadek Agung. Still Kadek Agung. Trying to weave his way through Witan Sulaiman. And now look at this, super chop.
I think he might have taken a boot to the face on the follow-through. Super chop. But Witan, that's much better from him. Starting to grow into this game a little bit in the second half. A bit of skill, link up with Kadek. And looking to weave his way through that defense. But it's Wiratep with an important leg out. Yeah, good challenge from Wiratep, central midfielder playing in central defense for Thailand. Last Dola was taken off with an injury.
Superchok. He quite often finds himself at the end of challenges, doesn't he? He's taken quite a beating in this tournament. Players like him and Chanatip will often...
Yeah, we'll draw challenges, we'll draw these fouls. And you have to be brave. You know, players like that, they take on the responsibility to want to make things happen with the ball. The hits will come. But also I think we see with Chanatip, especially at this level, and the knowledge and the experience that he has now of how to use his body and how to protect himself, you know, from challenges like that. You know, he sees it coming almost, and you know, he knows sort of the steps that he needs to take in terms of how he positions himself, how he perhaps avoids a tackle.
Here's Chanatip, quick ball into Supachai. Now Roller. Look at that, just will, and that is an excellent goal. Keep calm, says Supachai, and it's about time that he gets on the score sheet. What a goal again for Thailand.
That's just pure class. I mean, I don't know how you stop that. And the key thing here is Chanatip, and again the awareness as he receives to play very quick. Turns on the ball first touch, second pass goes in behind that defense into Philip Roller via Poklo, and then awareness just to leave it, time and space to pick his spot. It's a big gap for him to hit. It's a huge gap for him to hit, but Chanatip just there. So he saw it, receive, quick pass on the turn, body shape spot on, into Poklo, out to Roller, and then on the edge of the box. 2 goals from the edge of the area for Thailand. He deserves that goal, Supachok. And we've seen some wonderful goals in this competition, but team goals from Thailand have been outstanding.
So good to watch. Supachok does the business one way or the other for his country. He's been magnificent tonight. And Roshan had earlier mentioned about not letting this game run away from the Indonesians. Dare we ask the question, is this tie over? Is this final done and dusted? 3 goals up. Of course, Indonesia are going to give it everything they can. It's an uphill struggle now, Roshan. Here is Tristan Doe. What do they do from here? How? And yet, we were just saying a couple minutes before that, they were just starting perhaps to finally gain some attacking momentum.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, you obviously would have set your side up, and there are things when you look at this and I say, yeah, they were too open, lines weren't compact enough. But you need to take into account the quality of the opposition that they're up against as well. I mean, look at the way Thailand are moving. It's give and go, off the ball runs. Players with technical brilliance, but also that tactical understanding. It's happening so quickly. It's very difficult for Indonesia to come to terms with the pace of Thailand's game. It's gone flying there, Poklo. We've got a fortunate, perhaps risky. But free kick in a really good position for Thailand.
Okay, pretty central this one.
Oh, sorry, was it all 3 goals have been from the edge of the box? Chanatips was from the edge of the box as well.
First one smashed
on the counter-attack.
Yep. Yes, you're right. They have all 3 of them. Yep, absolutely.
Finishing has been very good.
7 shots outside the box, by the way. Oh. Power in that one from Tristan.
That was close. I mean, from where we're sitting, looking at this, I thought that was headed in. Finishing, I mean, lots of things have been, you've seen that gulf in class and between Thailand and Indonesia. The overall play in possession, the defensive work, and then the most important thing, the finishing.
Return thwarted there by Kritsada.
And Indonesia with 3 shots, 2 of those you would say were great opportunities. You think back to Alfeandra and then Irfan Jaya in the second half, meeting that pass in behind from Ricky Kambuaya.
Those were the high quality opportunities that you talk about.
High quality opportunities, big chances for them to have gotten themselves something from this game, even though they haven't really been in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they have been second best throughout, and yet they had those 2 chances. Those are the kind of chances you've got to take in a match like this. And missing so little of the ball. And there's 20 minutes here for Thailand to play out, see if they can kill it off even more if they can. Here's Chanatip. Finds Rolla. And they'll get the corner. So Irfan is going to go off and replaced by another very pacey forward in Ramai Rumakek. Some very good moments in this tournament.
Again, you know, how well they get forward so quickly. They move the ball on. The pace at which they move the ball on, right through the middle.
Doesn't get past the first man. Looked like it had gone out of play anyway from Bordin Pala. Rumakek has had some very, very good moments. Blistering pace for the 19-year-old from Persipura Jayapura. 9 caps to his name now. Let's see if he can do anything. That's right on Titipan. Here's Bordin-Pala. They're going to make a goalkeeping change, Russia and Thailand.
Just showing off now.
That's, wow. I suppose it's nice to see Kawin, who's really kind of a legendary figure, isn't he, amongst goalkeepers in Southeast Asia. Really regarded as the outstanding number one for a long, long time. And listen to the reception. Sirak's done brilliantly.
Yeah.
In about the 1.5 matches he's played in.
To me, another goalkeeping legend. One goalkeeping legend replacing another. Sirak. I mean, they're so blessed in that position.
Listen to that. They can afford to rest Chanatip now, and Warachit will come on.
You know, you often hear of disagreements between club managers and international managers, right, for overuse of players. I don't think there's any club manager out there that can be unhappy with the way Mano Polking has managed the workload of his players. Yeah, he's been so good. I mean, there was the game against Singapore, he made all 11 changes, didn't use any of his first teamers at all, even in the subs. No one thought he was going to be feeling this starting 11 roster. We knew there'd be maybe 2 or 3 changes, but not to this extent. And they've fitted seamlessly. Just a bit of a nudge from Dedik on Kritsada. And what was was fascinating to see, just right there, Mano Polking 3-0 up. Yeah, still they missed opportunity perhaps. He's still so upset, saying this would be should have been the ball to play, not the other one. Yeah, he has certainly confounded some of the critics who may not have been too happy with his signing. And cross there from Rolla. Here's Tristan Doe, giving that away to Ramai. Here's Kritsada, waiting for some support there. Bordin-Pala. There's a touch of a training match at times here. Dedik said he got the ball. Shin Tae-yong's a little angry. Did not get the ball. Got his head up, looking for the next pass. Sees the tackle coming in. Just steps forward. Just steps forward to get the contact. Cowan, we talked of as such a big presence in the side. Only 31, it does feel like he has been around for so long. His 68th cap today. So Warachit, there's no foul. Is that going to be a booking yet? A yellow card for Dedik, who looks a bit sheepish there. Yeah, well played. Kritsada follows the run. Cohen comes out, and that's good goalkeeping. Doesn't panic, just closes down the angle. It's absolutely no contact, and that is a dive. Clear-cut dive. That might be the first booking for diving we've had in the penalty area. That's something I think most fans would be in agreement that they want to see cut out of the game. Yes. I mean, there's absolutely no contact in that situation. So it's a clear dive. It's obviously attempting to cheat, or trying to cheat the referee. If there is some contact, I can absolutely understand going down, because we've seen players get punished for trying to stay on their feet.
Absolutely.
But in a situation like that, I mean, that's not something we want to encourage or we want to see at all.
Here's Warachit, who has come on for Shanatip. A corner here for Thailand. Warachit wins it. He's just 24 years of age, winning his 6th cap today, playing for VG Pathum United, the defending champions in the Thai League. A number of their players here. Gone short here to Bordinpala. Tristan, he misses the ball. Potential now, and he is taken out, Didik, and he will go into the book.
Yeah, he's got no choice, the referee. Has to book Tristan for that. It's Indonesia were getting forward. Potential counter-attack.
There's Risky. Haven't seen too much of Egy Maulana since his introduction. He's saying to the referee, hey, what about protecting us?
Little fouls in quick succession there for Tristan. Neat work by Egy. We've gotten in behind. Cynical one from Tristan.
Here, shouts of Indonesia from the fans. Get a goal back, perhaps, before half-time. Before the, well, yeah, effectively half-time of this entire tie. Got another 90 minutes to go. All that, just give them a little boost. Powerful header away by Superchai. Quite enough on the ball. So much in the Indonesian media today, in the last few days, talking about trying to break that jinx, that not winning. Also, at the same time, trying to temper expectations. I think it's been the manner in which they have approached this tournament. There's youthful exuberance. They've scored for fun. Michael Baggett there with the header, not a great one. Superchai. Apoklo. Warachit just trying to play in Superchai. Warachit, Bordinpala, another fantastic goal for Thailand. It's 4 now, and surely they can taste victory in this final. One hand on the cup, perhaps.
They've gone straight through that Indonesian side. Just, again, superb from Thailand, winning the ball back very quickly, and then a quick transition. Here, lose it, counter press, win it, attack. Lovely ball. I mean, the weight on that pass played in behind, right into the run of Bordin. And then the composure to finish. Again, the finishing from Thailand has been exquisite. And look at the reaction from Mano Polking. Goes off on a bit of a run down the touchline. Chanatip and Rosapon trying to catch up with him.
Kind of feels like he's still now. What you didn't see, he's still telling the referee he's got the ball. Referee.
Yeah, he's still looking for the decision. Still wants his team to keep going.
Feels, Roshan, like he's kind of brought the joy back into Thai football, hasn't he?
They look so good. They look so good. The fluidity of the play, the cohesion in the team, the understanding between the players. Oh, Shin Tae-yong. Yeah, contrast to Shin Tae-yong.
But he's done a fantastic job as well.
He has. And yes, Indonesia have been outclassed,